What's going on, guys? Okay, today's video I wanted to share my personal favorite for emergency EDC or 72-hour kit food options. Now, the options I'm going to show you are options that are that I think are excellent for long-term storage. Put it in your bag, forget about it, or at least you're able to forget about it more than you would a regular type of food option. Sorry, I was reaching back here. If I go out and I take my small little EDC bag, which is just this small little hip bag, I can choose sometimes to take something like, you know, a basic bar. But also inside that bag, left a little bit more untouched, is usually a couple of these new Millennium energy bars. Now, I'll throw something like this in there because I know for sure later on in the day I may decide that I want to have a snack or something, so I'll put a bar like this in there. But none of these bars, pretty much none of them, are any good for any long-term forget about it type of storage. This is mint chip brownie. It's got chocolate in there. It's a great bar. These Lara bars are really good. They're just they're really clean bars if you're into clean eating, etc., etc. But they are they've got stuff that's going to melt in them, and so do tons of different bars or energy bars that you keep in your pack. So even though I take these on occasion because I know I'm going to want something later, something like this stays in my bag. Now, I've used and had the new Millennium Bars for a really long time and really enjoy them, and I'll tell you why in a second. There's also your classic Mayday big brick of emergency rations, so to speak, that you could always keep in a car kit. That's another good option. And then a new one that I've kind of come across, and I'm not saying it's new, they've been out for a little while, but are these survival tabs. And basically the best claim that all of these items have is very long shelf life and also really good temperature stability. So I live in Arizona where it's really hot, and just about everything I put into my go bags or my 72-hour bag or my car emergency kit is just going to be destroyed within a short period of time. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever gone back into a bag that you've put together and maybe your rotation or your ability to get back into that bag and check its contents after a little while is lacking like mine is, you'll get back into the bag and realize, oh my gosh, these bars are disgusting and rock hard and gross, or they've melted. And they don't work. But with the long shelf life and the packaging on these, it's you don't even have to worry about it. The survival tabs is something new that I found. I found that you can get like 4 of these little bags for about $22 on Amazon. They've got pretty good reviews. I will admit that I have never gotten into one of these and tasted them. I think people said they really weren't too bad. I think they have chocolate and strawberry. I want to say there was caramel or something like that. But I have not tried these specifically. You know, part of being a everyman is that, you know, to drop the $22 to put these so that I know I've got something in case of emergency, well, it kind of defeats the purpose to open them up and try them, although I'd love to for the sake of just checking them out and being able to tell you about it. But at this point, I haven't tried them. It's got 24 chewable food tabs, and I'll read a little bit off the back just so you get an idea. It basically says this pack of 24 tablets is meant to keep you alive and going for 48 hours at a time. This can be stretched to 96 hours in extreme conditions. Survival tabs originally developed for a space program using high-quality protein, carbs, and fat. With just 240 calories per serving, they provide 100% of the daily essential vitamins and minerals required to maintain your body's physical functions. It would take approximately 2,000 calories with a regular diet to achieve the same goal. So this pouch is perfect for biking, camping, hiking, blah, 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 blah. So there are some people, if you go and read the reviews on Amazon, I think that have tried these out and said that they've gone days eating nothing but these and that they work great. I can't claim that they taste amazing, but I think people said generally they weren't too bad. Okay. The good old-fashioned Coast Guard rations. This one's expired. I got to get a new one. But this is one that I just kept in an overall emergency bag in my car. Not one of the ones that I'm going to want to get into, because the downside to these is they might have a great shelf life and they're vacuum sealed and they're nice and hard and they're not going to be a problem, and they're very similar in their content and their texture and stuff to these new Millennium Bars. But the negative about these is that once you open this up, it's kind of a done deal, you know. You're not going to eat this whole entire brick. Now, if you have a family and you need to bust this out and it is an emergency, then you're good to go. This is also probably the most cost-effective option, because I think one of these bricks is like $5 on Amazon. So, but my favorite, the new Millennium Bars. These, let's see what these, the manufacture date, I think these have about a 5-year shelf life. They're vacuum sealed. I don't know if you remember those old Folgers coffee bricks they used to do, but they vacuum seal and they're nice and hard. You can tell when they're going bad or if they lose their seal, because this vacuum completely changes and starts getting opening up and stuff. But this was a manufactured date of 7/16 and it expires in 6/21. So the reason I like these is because they still are awesome for the temperature extremes. They work great in the heat of Arizona, left in your car in colder temperatures. They're vacuum sealed, so they're just a great option, because I think a 12-pack of these is about $20 on Amazon. So you get all these different flavors: lemon, coconut, raspberry, blueberry. There's other flavors too. There's cherry, there's mango. There's all kinds of different flavors. Now, one thing I can say, and I'll open one of these up so we can try it out, but one thing I can say is that I don't know that I noticed too much of the flavors. You get an essence of the flavors, but the majority of the bars are just going to taste a lot like a very dense, what do they call those things? Now, see, I was on the tip of my tongue and I'm not going to remember. Shortbread. It's going to taste like a very dense shortbread. These are not an everyday snack, but these will get you by. I've had work days where I can't break away to go get something to eat, but I literally feel like my blood sugar and everything's just, I'm shaking and everything, and I can bust out one of these bars and eat one of these, and I'm totally fine. It's very, very helpful. But at the same time, I don't usually get into these. I just keep them for emergencies. But they're inexpensive enough. The portion size is small enough that if you do need to get into one of these, you can totally do that and not feel like you're wasting an entire ration kit or getting into something with a 25-year shelf life that you don't want to break into because you want it to be there for that actual full-on emergency. These are great for emergencies and convenience and heat and cold. That's why they get my vote. If you want a great option for your everyday carry bag, or for any of your bags or any of your storage or preparedness, I highly recommend these. So go on Amazon and check these out. Like I said, 12-pack for around $20. Give them a try. But I want to open one of these and show you. I think there should be a little notch here. Don't remember. Nope, we're going to have to get out the old Leatherman. We'll cut this bad boy open so you can kind of see what it is. Maybe. All right, so there you go. So you can kind of see that it's kind of like a dense shortbread cookie, like I said. You know, not that I really want to eat on camera, but and I can definitely taste the coconut in this one. But it's kind of like a super sweet cookie. Super sweet shortbread cookie. But I could eat this whole thing and it's going to hold me over. And still have others for other family members. Just a really, really awesome option, guys. These are not new. They've been around for a long time. I've looked online and I've seen reviews for these from years ago. But they've just always been a great option for me. So I wanted to share them with you. If you don't have something like this in your bag, highly consider them. And also, I think these are great too. Look into these. The shelf life on these is even better. So 25 years, you can't do much better than that. So great to have a backup option. Don't find yourself unprepared in an emergency situation. Check these guys out. And with that, guys, I will talk to you next time. Have a good one.